So we finally get real confirmation that it was, in fact, Taylor Swift's dad who leaked the information about Blake Lively trying to blackmail his daughter, Taylor Swift. And also now, is Kim Kardashian team Blake and Ryan? Okay, so this was reported, I think on Radar Online, I want to say confirmation of Blake's father essentially being the, I mean, not Blake, Taylor's father being the one who gave out the information. We know Candace Owens brought that out. There was a lot of speculation. A lot of us believed it was her father. People had done breakdowns before. But I want to go to the source now where Online did their, base their article on. So this is on a Substack I follow of Rob Shutter, and it came up in something else crazy came up today, guys. That is not for this channel; it's for my other channel. I'm going to do something on, but it is alleging that Britney Spears and Diddy. He is saying it's confirmation and sources saying that Britney Spears and Diddy were involved for years, and it was like a hell show. I guess it's just crazy. I'm not getting into that here, but just so you know, the tea is piping hot today. So you guys may have heard of this already, this whole story, but I think it's important to show the source, go to the source versus just the article that kind of cites the source about it. And if you haven't heard it, let's get into it. So it says here, can you guys read it? I think it's still too small. Oops, let me do this one. Okay. Hopefully you can see it a little bit better on my screen. But it says, forget bodyguards. Taylor Swift's fiercest protector is her dad. Multiple sources tell Shutter Scoop that Scott Swift has officially banned Blake Lively, cutting ties after Blake's legal team allegedly threatened to leak private messages unless Taylor publicly supported her in the Justin Baldoni court battle. Scott made the call, not Taylor. A family, guys, a family insider says she was willing to forgive and move on, but Scott said absolutely not. Blake is dangerous. The breaking point? Taylor was subpoenaed, then suddenly unsubpoenaed. A move insiders claim was orchestrated by Scott, who quietly provided key communications to Baldoni's legal team to shield his daughter. He wasn't going to let anyone weaponize Taylor's loyalty, the source adds. He saw it for what it was, manipulation, and he shut it down fast. Behind the scenes, suspicions about Blake had been brewing for years, which we know Taylor's statement, well, through sources, said that for years it was all these red flags, and it was just so tiresome dealing with Blake and all of her antics, and she was always trying to be the leader of the pack, causing a lot of trouble in their friendship, and she's relieved now that it's over. So now this is confirming again that years this has been going on. There were always red flags, one insider confides, but Taylor adored her, so everyone kept quiet. Not anymore. So Taylor didn't notice the red flags. Maybe she did. People brought it up. I don't know, but they're saying because Taylor loved her so much, they were afraid to speak up. It was a bunch of yes people. And it seems like the only person that could get through and stop the whole shenanigans, break that bond that they had, or break Taylor away from Blake, is her dad. And that makes sense to me, that it would be a father stepping in to protect his daughter and shutting the whole thing down. That's wild. Now what was once Hollywood's sweetest friendship is in ashes, and Taylor is shaken but awake. Scott's not just her dad, says a music industry source. He's her fixer, her firewall, and the last person you want to cross. The message from Team Swift is loud and clear. You don't mess with Taylor unless you're ready to deal with Scott, with Daddy Scott. Wow. So even through all of this, the lawsuit and all these things, we're saying, are we going to be team, Swifties now? Is Taylor really seeing the light? But it's not Taylor seeing the light. It's her dad calling BS and seeing through it all. And he is not happy about it. So that makes me rethink the whole thing. And maybe did Taylor even put resistance against her dad doing this? Did he go behind her back and get it done? Or did he just take over the situation and shut her down and said, you're not dealing with her, this is over? But Taylor still wanted to be in relationship with Blake. that raises even more questions. Okay. And it could speak to her just having this, it's very hard to break away from a friendship, somebody that you've loved for years. You're the godmother of their children and you have this close connection. I can see how you're used to your friend, you've seen red flags maybe, but you've dismissed it, and your love for this person won't let you leave. I mean, it's like a relationship. You see the red flags, you know things are going on, but you're enmeshed at that point, and it's hard to tear your emotions away, even if you know that is the right thing to do, even if you know things are not going to get better and this person is toxic for you. That could be the case, or were they both toxic together? So Taylor had a problem with it. It was just her being publicly brought into it that caused her a problem. But either way, her dad Scott has seen the problems with Blake, and this was the final straw. He was not going to let Taylor continue. And so I think this makes the most sense. I think Taylor still was in bed with Blake or wanted that friendship, and maybe they were birds of a feather. But dad has common sense and is not using emotion, and he understands his daughter's brand and legacy is much more important than some friendship with a person like Blake. Now, another story that popped up is truth about Blake Lively's mental health scars over childhood bullying revealed as she presses on with harassment case against Justin Baldoni. Now, this originally comes from, it's an old article. Let me, like, really old. Like, even look at how it looks. I can't even make it bigger or whatever. It says Blake Lively in Psychology's Magazine UK, and this was from April of 2019, their issue. And you can't even like read it. There's just screenshots, little tiny screenshots of it. There's Blake. That's the cover. Ooh, that thing is photoshopped. Okay, just to show you that, but then we'll get into the details of what this says. The movie she had at the time. And I'm not going to go through all the pages, but you guys get it, right? All right, so let's go back to the article that this is based off of. Blake Lively is pressing on with her claims she was harassed by Justin Baldoni. She wasn't. And Radar Online can reveal she previously admitted to despising bullies. Her hatred of being picked on and victimized stretches back to victimized, picked on. Okay. Stretches back to the actress's childhood when she was targeted over her body by other girls, and the experience left her traumatized for life. Sure, Blake, sure. Doesn't she look like Regina George? You know, she wanted that role. She was pissed that she didn't get that role. She wanted to be Regina George, but we know she's Regina George in real life. She's way worse than Regina George. But doesn't that look like Mean Girls? Holy smokes. Wow. Okay. In an interview with UK Psychological Magazine, we uncovered amid her Baldoni battle, the 37-year-old actress said, "I was pretty shy growing up. I had problems with some of the other girls in high school, and because I was tall, I felt insecure about standing out in a crowd when I really just wanted to disappear and be alone. I was kind of withdrawn, and I spent a lot of time by myself, lost in my own thoughts. It wasn't until I began taking acting classes that I was able to overcome my shyness in social situations. When I was 15 or 16, I started becoming much more outgoing and enthusiastic with people. I had spent much of my time being this strange introvert, but deep down, I was longing to have fun and be expressive." Okay. They're just going over her career, the non-existent career. Success and cash didn't stop her being haunted by insecurities, and she found the glare of showbiz swallowed her self-confidence. And Lively spent her 20s racked again by the same self-doubt that plagued her growing up. As a young adult, when you're living on your own and making your own way in life, you can lose that confidence, especially in this business. A lot of self-doubt started to creep into my head, even though I was on a successful TV series. I went through so much soul searching, and it took me several years to regain my confidence. But I also think so much of that has to do with struggling to figure out who you are, especially in your 20s. Lively was age 23, and her husband of 6 years, Reynolds, was 34 when they started dating after meeting as co-stars on the 2010 on the set of the 2010 flick Green Lantern. The 11-year gap made no difference to Lively, who says she fell in love with him after initially becoming best friends while he was married. While he was married. We know that y'all were cheating while you were married. Sure, sis, you weren't best friends. Okay. You were sleeping with him, with Scarlett Johansson's husband at the time. Lively credited Reynolds in the chat for transforming her life, despite the actor saying he has endured a lifelong battle with anxiety and depression. I just think this is all lies. The whole thing about her being bullied as a teenager in high school, because wasn't she like getting all these roles and things in the school plays or the chorus, even though she couldn't sing? She's a nepo baby. Okay. I just like all her lies about her going to first grade at 3 years old because her mom didn't want her brother to be at school by himself. He was scared to go unless his toddler little sister went to school as well. Even though he was going into fourth or fifth grade, he wanted his little sister with him. I mean, we know all the lies. She says she's Cherokee. The list goes on and on and on. She's lying about Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath and all the sexual harassment and the smear campaign. She just lied about her daughter's birthday on Seth Meyers' show in the midst of all of this. So I do not believe Blake was bullied, but if she was bullied, you don't then turn into a bully. That's not how that works. If she was so bullied, she would not be doing these actions she's doing now. A lot of us were bullied. That's why we could see through Blake initially. That's why we could see through her claims. That's why we knew she was a mean girl, that she was destructive. She was trying to destroy other people's lives. She didn't all of a sudden, oh, I was bullied. And even then, and even on the set of Gossip Girl, which we've seen her being nasty, bullying other people. Now she's claiming she had insecurities when she was talking bad about Penn Badgley when she learned that he was going to join the set, the cast. She's telling everybody bad stuff about him. How she treated Leighton Meester, making fun of her being born in jail, just the horrific treatment. How nobody likes her from that show. Nobody likes Blake. She has a horrible reputation in the industry of being a mean girl, a bully, condescending, destructive to other people. But we're supposed to believe now that she was just so victimized when she was young. Give me a break. Okay, now this love, there's their beautiful love story where they knifed Scarlett Johansson in the back. Anyway, oh, sorry. Oh, and now Ryan has anxiety and depression. Sure, sis. He blames his condition partly on his complicated, fractured relationship with his tough dad, who died from Parkinson's disease shortly after meeting his namesake granddaughter. Canadian Reynolds, who has admitted to self-medicating away his depression by partying himself into oblivion until he was shocked into sobriety by Powell's overdose. Isn't it crazy that both he and Blake have liquor companies? They're hawking their liquor on us. That's like their big business brands. And he is now recovering from what looked like being an alcoholic and after seeing a friend overdose. And she famously now says that she doesn't drink. She's never drinks at all. She doesn't touch alcohol, but they're both trying to make us consume it. If your friend died of an overdose, if this was such a big deal to you, why would you start a liquor company knowing that people can abuse alcohol with your brand, with what you've put out there? Oh, I know why. Money. And that you're lying right here. You didn't care about no friend passing away. Is this story even true? Is this story even true? Like, we need confirmation. Because again, like I said, when those two speak, they are lying. When they breathe, they are lying. Blake Lively said in an article in 2017, one of her most favorite things about Ryan and why she loves him so much is how good he is at lying. When he lies, and especially about their daughter, even writing it down and planning out the lies, she thinks it's so cute and so funny and so charming that, people believe all of his lies. And that's like a bonding thing for them. So this article was written around that same kind of period. So are we supposed to believe it now? I don't think so. Anyway, he said, I've always had anxiety, both in the lighthearted. What? Both in the lighthearted. I'm anxious about this kind of thing, and I've been to the depths of the darker end of the spectrum. He has gushed he's lucky to have Lively around to Keep me sane. But 6 years into the marriage, the couple was hit by rumors that Reynolds' depression was causing a rift in their marriage. With pals saying Lively begged him to get therapy for his sudden bouts of depression, especially for the sake of their kids. And in May of last year, Lively fueled rumors that they were on the rocks by unfollowing Deadpool actor Reynolds on Instagram and deleting her happy family posts. We know the marriage is on the rocks now, too. But in her psychology magazine chat, she insisted life could not be better with Reynolds and their kids at their home in the quiet town of Bedford, upstate New York. Okay, so then marriage admissions, I gotta skip that. Married life has been wonderful. Ryan and I like doing everything together, she gushed. Ryan loves helping me choose things for the house. He's interested in all types of cuisine, and he says he loves everything I cook for him. Such a good liar. Yes. Yes, he is, Blake. Thank you for admitting that. Okay, and that's pretty much where the article ends because they just rehashed the whole legal fight, Taylor Swift and all of that. But I like Regina George now trying to claim that she is the victim. She was bullied in high school. I think it's a bunch of BS. It's lies like every other thing we've seen. All the receipts show that she just what anything she says, you have to verify it, double check it. There has to be witnesses. We need it notarized at this point in order to believe anything she says. All right, and then this next story, guys. This popped up, and I'm like, what? Kim Kardashian? I know you lying. I know you are lying. Why would Kim Kardashian jump into this? But I'm going to show you what they're claiming is support for Blake Lively. Kim Kardashian shows support for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds amid ongoing Taylor Swift lawsuit drama. Kim Kardashian made waves on social media Sunday by showing support for her rival Taylor Swift's former confidants, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, amid ongoing tensions in their circle. Kardashian posted a heartfelt tribute on Instagram for her son Psalm's sixth birthday party, but the timing of her gesture has raised eyebrows as Lively and Swift's friendship has been strained due to a lawsuit. Now, I want you to look at these pictures, okay? And I want you to tell me, there it is. She had a Deadpool and Wolverine themed birthday party for her son turning 6. Oh, look at this. Oh, sorry, guys. It did it on its own. I don't know why it did that. First of all, Deadpool and Wolverine is a rated R, very vulgar, very sexually graphic in language, very violent movie. So Kim Kardashian had her son go see this movie and he loved it so much, he wanted that as his birthday. And then his name is Psalm, a book of the Bible, which is blasphemous at this point to put this on this cake. The fact that why is this little boy a fan of Deadpool and Wolverine, which is a rated R movie? When Ryan's daughter, Brian and Blake's daughter said, if I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's D out your mouth. The original line is supposed to take my whatever out of your mouth. And if you've never seen it, it is constant gay jokes, constant sex jokes, constant, I mean, just over and over. And the killing is insane. That's not something who he would have been 4 or 5 when this came. What? No, what? 5 when this came out. So you're telling me this 5-year-old boy loved Deadpool and Wolverine? Okay. Oh, and look, she has North wearing Balenciaga. What do we know about Balenciaga and child trafficking and all that controversy? I don't think there's anything else on here, but I just want to show that part. I mean, it looks like a cute kids party, doesn't look over the top, which I like, but they even have the whole Wolverine Deadpool thing there with small children. I just don't see how this boy is a fan of that and why you would allow him to watch that movie. I wouldn't allow my teenagers, I have 2 teen daughters. I would not allow them to watch this movie. They wouldn't want to watch it. Even if I mean, if I had teenage boys, I'm sure they'd be all over it. But just it's that bad. So the reality star who boasts 3 let me make it So the reality star who boasts 365 million Instagram followers shared a series of images from the Deadpool Wolverine themed birthday bash she threw for Psalm, complete with custom decorations and a cake featuring the two characters. Although the post was a simple celebration of her son's milestone, Kardashian's choice to publicly showcase support for Lively and Reynolds comes at a time when why does if we don't stop comes at a time when Swift is reportedly distancing herself from the actress due to growing legal dispute. So they're getting more into it. But I'm just trying to say, here it is. How is it? I don't think this is a public endorsement. I think her son wanted it. She doesn't say anything about Blake. She didn't talk about Blake. I don't even know if she follows Blake or Ryan. In fact, we'll look at that in a second. But I don't think this is a public endorsement of them. I think it's a horrible parenting statement that this was themed because it was this boy is a fan of the movie at his small age, very young age. But how is this an endorsement? Anyway, Kardashian's public endorsement of Lively and Reynolds couldn't come at a more crucial time. The actors who once enjoyed a close friendship, okay, they're just getting more into, they keep rehashing the same thing. The actors who once enjoyed a close friendship with Swift have recently been entangled in the drama surrounding the lawsuit. Kardashian's gesture, shared with nearly 350,000 likes, oh my gosh, sorry, was noticed by several notable figures, including her sister Khloe Kardashian, who sent a heartfelt response to the post. The underlying tension between Swift and Kardashian date back to the infamous 2009 MTV Video Music Awards when Kanye West interrupted Swift's speech, sparking years of animosity. While the two stars briefly reconciled, the situation reignited with West's 2016 song "Famous." I'm sorry. And the public fallout between Swift and Kardashian deepened. Kardashian's tweet calling Swift a snake in 2016 only escalated the fuel, which continues to simmer today. All right, so we got to go to Instagram because I'm not getting it. I really don't see the support. I'm not understanding how this is a whoa. There you go. All right, so let's take a look. So all she says is Psalm's sixth birthday party. She doesn't say anything about Blake, Ryan, Deadpool, or Wolverine. And you have to really dig through this to show the picture. Like, I think they're just reaching here. So he's Psalm pool, which is crazy, which to me shows she probably hasn't been paying attention. I don't think even Kim even pays attention to this. Maybe she has, but I'm not getting any kind of vibe that this was public support for them. I think if she wanted to give public support for them, there's a way for her to do that. Okay. Oh, look, I'm seeing Taylor Swift now. There people are putting Taylor Swift stuff. I think because they hate Kim Kardashian because of their feud. I'm just saying Northeast so Kim coded. I don't even see other than Swifties who are just leaving their things because they hate Kim. And I think they do it on every post. Nothing about this says anything. But they claim that or Khloe Kardashian said something. Let's investigate. Actually, before we do, let's put in Blake Lively. Okay. Oh, sorry, Blake. She's not following Blake. Let's see, Ryan. And she's not following Ryan Reynolds. Okay, again, nothing. So I'm not sure where Khloe called her out. This is the latest post that she has about Kim graduating or whatever law school. On Cloud Nine. Again, nothing else about that. So I think that part is BS, or maybe I can find it. If you guys can find it, show me where Chloe said something, or if you know of anything of Kim Kardashian supporting Blake and Ryan, let me know in the comments below. But while I was looking at this thing popped up. Van City Reynolds, who has blocked me, as I like to tell you guys on TikTok. I mean, not TikTok, on X, he's blocked me. But this is what he posted. I don't know if you can read it. It says extended shot of proboscis monkey penis, shot of vulture eating from animal anus, shot of man being peed on. If you have any questions, happy to provide more context. Then this is what he says. The good news: Disney loved our new Nat Geo show Underdog so much they want to simulcast the premiere on ABC. The bad news? No bad news. Just the most hilarious actual email about our more outrageous moments. Trailer tomorrow. And of course, comments have been limited. Look at the people that respond. This is Zohair, some Frelinhart, Jack Notes Daily, which I think this is Ryan Reynolds because it has the notes. It's like a fan account. I don't know who this Sofa V is. Aaron Reed, I believe, is that bodybuilder or something he's friends with, tried to make fun of Justin Baldoni with. Ryan Reynolds Rex fan, Illy Ryan Reynolds forever, Jandy Mori, I don't know who that is. Hugh and Bromance. So, Hugh Ryan Bromance. So that's a fan account. Blake Lively Brazil, Dig Duggan, don't know who that is. Deadpool Wolverine, Reynolds verse, Nick Vile, who has been getting dragged because he's been trying to be team team Blake and Ryan since the beginning, and it's delusional. Then Zoom Ryan Reynolds, Reynolds X Pool, and this looks like another fan account because they have Ryan Reynolds' picture right there or whatever. So no real celebrities, nobody of note, no one in Hollywood, but he's spinning this, which the show was done well before this whole thing kicked off. It was already signed off on. This he had this National Geographic, I guess, show Underdogs coming out. And so this isn't like Disney is, so excited now. This is what he's putting out there. We know that Ryan Reynolds, like I said, lies. And so he's trying to make it like he's getting actual support from Disney right now. And let me show during the middle of all of this, my wife being sexually harassed, all this news coming out. Let's talk about a monkey's penis. Let's talk about a vulture eating from an animal's anus. Let's talk a shot of a man being peed on, giving very much Diddy vibes. The narcissism is off the charts. They can't see themselves. He's gaslighting more because the trailer's coming out and it's looking like business is just operating as usual. I'm still getting opportunities. I'm still Ryan Reynolds, the A-list star, when in reality, this is something that's been in the works for years and it's finally coming out. This isn't anything for him to celebrate over, but I think as all of the projects he's had in the past, that as they wrap up and come out, just like Blake's last movie came out, Another Simple Favor, that we're going to see less and less of them being able to push these PR narratives that they're just booked and busy and, Hollywood is behind them, which we know they're not. So guys, that's it for this video. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about all of these stories. If you have any more tea that you want me to get into, make sure you tell me. And with that, I will see you guys on the next one.